As you can see, on my desktop are two shortcuts for TIA software, versions 11 and 13. There are available also versions 10,5 and 12. Siemens company conducts such a policy that on computer can be installed and used more than one software version. In my situation, I click version 13 because it is the newest version. After we open TIA software, we have such a window. At the first side, we can see recently used projects. In my case, there are no projects because there are no open last time any project. If we want to create new project, only create, we have to click on create new project. Project name, in our case, it can be basic knowledge. We can change the path, author and the comment. Also from this place we can migrate project from the older version to the newer version. And now we only create new project, so click a button create and wait a moment in order to make all the process of creating. On next window, after the project was created, we have such a wizard to start working with TIA software if it is a new project. So first of all, we can configure device. Next, write a program. If we have some technology objects, we can configure them. And also we can configure HMI screen if we have some visualization. In my case, I always use open the project view because these all steps here I can make from the project view, and it is very useful because in the future, if we open the project which we have something done on this project, we can do this everything from the project view. After we open project view, we can see such a window, and here we can start describing the system. So as I said before, we can add new device also from the project view. We can click here on the left, add new device, and choose available devices. In my case, we have the PLC 1200 and the CPUs available only from 1200. I have to say that in this view can also be available earlier PLCs 200 or 300. Also from this side we can choose HMI screen. So CPU, we can choose the CPU 1214 AC DC RLY. It's mean that is supplied from an AC current. The inputs are DC, like always DC input signals, and that we have relay on output. So we can put our signal to control it. And in our case, if we choose one of the PLC, we can see some description of it. In our case, we have got exactly this number, BG31. After the CPU was added to our project, it can take some time, so don't worry. We can see such a view with the CPU and some rack with empty slots. On the left side we have 3 empty slots for communication modules, and on the right side 8 empty slots for the signal modules. It is the main difference between earlier PLC 200-300 because there we can only put on the right side all modules. It can be communication and signal modules. In this case it is divided in 2 parts. Also we can put something new. It is a signal board on this place. If we click there we can put some modules. from the catalog. The catalog on the right side inform about available hardware which we can connect to our CPU. For example, we want add from the signal board, so on this place we want to put their digital input 24 volts take, and with the drag and drop we put there. After some time also, don't worry, we have this on CPU. We can also make a zoom in order to see what we have got there. So nothing interesting now, but more interesting can be in the properties. In properties we can change the name of this module only for us, because if we have such bigger system it will be easier for us. And what's more about the differences between this new PLC and elder versions. Main thing it is the inputs, because the inputs can be addressed individually. In properties we can click IO address, and here we put start address. The address can be exactly this what we want have, from the range 0 to 1022. In the elder version the address was exactly described by the place where this module was connected to main PLC. Next difference is in the tags, because in this PLC we have tags here, PLC tags, default tag table, and the name. Everything in TIA Portal based on symbol names. So the address, like in the earlier version step 7, step 5, is not exactly used in this project, because everything based on symbol. For example, the first variable, data type bool, and it can be from the memory M00. And as we see, we will use in our project the names of the variables. We can also write the address exactly of the variable, but the program will automatically translate by using this table to the name of this variable. Additionally, to TIA Portal is implemented software for WinCC Basic for HMI screens. It is very simplified version. As we can see, we have some basic objects, elements, controls, with not so sophisticated elements. Beyond this, we have also special object for technology objects. It can be for PID controls or motor controls, for example, step motors. So it is also implemented in our software. So it is another difference between earlier version of the software and this version. The software in the main program can be written in 3 languages. It is, of course, as we can see, by adding new block, ladder, FBD diagrams, and SCL. What's different is also with the structure of the blocks. We have organization blocks, function blocks, functions, and also data blocks. Now it is a little bit better described than in earlier version, because we have folders which can be for sorting these blocks. What else in the program? In the main program, for example, After it open, of course, every time each starting program takes some time. If we have got the program opened, so maybe not program but the table, we can see at the bottom of the page that we have opened it, and it will be faster opening when we want to change windows. As we can see, in main program we can put timers, for example, because I want to show next difference between this software and earlier versions. We have got here in basic instructions timer operation and, for example, T-on. By drag and drop we have got the information about the data block for this timer. It is a difference between the old version and new version. For example, in our case we can put T40. Of course, the names are now freely used. In older version we have to know that T32, T35, T37 has a different resolution, time resolution. Now in this software it is exactly 1 millisecond for each timer. And we put here what kind of timer it is: T-on, T-off, T-on reset, or TP, so generating the pulse. And we have got information about the time which we want to measure, elapsed time, so we can check which time is exactly now measured by this timer. And also we have something new, output of the timer, so we do not have to use contactor in, for example, second network with the name T37. Now if we want, in our case this T40, if we want use exactly the output of the timer, we have to write here not only T40 but also by using these arrows choose if it is input or output of the timer. So it is the main difference. Now we have got the contactor which take the signal from the output of the timer. Of course, the output work like last time. If timer can't preset value, then the output is set to 1. Second difference, if we want checked actual value of the timer, we can use, for example, comparator. The comparator asks us about the values. See that now the comparator is, for example, equal, not equal, and do not want to have information about the type of the variable. The type of the variable is chosen exactly from this kind of the comparator operations. If we write at the top T40 this time and checked arrows, then we have got another informations, elapsed time and for example preset time. We can use in our case elapsed time and write, for example, 30 seconds. T-hash is automatically given by the program. So what it checked if this timer counted to 30 seconds. Of course, this value of the timer must be greater or equal to 30 seconds. We put 40 seconds. So we now know that from 30 seconds this condition will be fulfilled. The same things is with the counter operation. The same what I done with the timer. I can put here in the same line, for example, the name. Now I show that I do not have to write C1, C2. Now it is freely to use, for example, my own name, of course without the space. Can be underline sign. my own name. OK. And I have got my own name of this counter app. The kind it is counter app for the integer values as default value, and the same things which should be done in the counters.